boys and girls. Because it is Earth Day this week, I decided to read a story about a tree. So this story is called The City Tree Cares for Me. Callie looked out the window from the back seat of her car as her family got close to the new town where they were moving. She didn't know if she would be happy living in the city. She would miss all the fun things that she loved about the country. As they got to the city limits, though, she saw a sign that made her feel better right away. The sign says, "Welcome. We are the Tree City, USA." Trees in the city, thought Callie. When I think of cities, I think about big buildings and pavement and lots of traffic on busy streets. I don't think about trees. Then Callie's eyes grew wide as she saw trees growing alongside the streets and a park with trees everywhere. There were even trees around the parking lot at the local shopping center. The best thing of all was the big, beautiful tree she saw in the front yard when they turned into the driveway, and her dad said, "This is it. This is our new house." As her mom and dad went inside to unpack boxes, Callie ran through the front yard to get a closer look at the tree. It was gigantic, so big that she couldn't put her arms around it, so tall that she couldn't even see the birds she heard singing at the top of it. The leaves were so large that just one could cover her entire hand. Callie knew that there was something very special about this tree. The trip had been long. The afternoon was warm, and Callie felt tired as she sat in the shade of the tree. A little while later, Callie realized that she had been sleeping when she heard a voice softly say, "Hello." She looked around but didn't see anything. "Hello?" she heard again, and then she realized it was her tree. "Hello," she replied. "I'm Callie. My parents and I have just moved here. It's nice to meet you, Callie. I'm Baxter. I am a bur oak tree. I'm glad that my shade kept you comfortable while you took a nap." "It did. Thank you, Callie. You're magnificent. Please tell me all about yourself." "Well," said Baxter, "bur oaks are one of the biggest kinds of oak trees. We can grow to 70 feet tall. That's as tall as a 7-story building here in the city. As you can see, my bark is rough and my acorns and leaves are huge." Baxter continued, "I've been here for 20 years, so I'm not fully grown yet. People who lived here before you planted me when I was just a little guy. And the way this town and its citizens take care of trees, I'll be here for a long, long time. But bur oaks can live for 100 years, you know." "I have so many questions," said Callie. "Why does this city love trees so much? Why did the people who lived here before pick me this spot to plant you when you were a little guy?" Baxter replied, "I'll tell you why I was chosen. Then I'll get a friend of mine to show you around the town and tell you all about the other trees and why cities love them." "How does that sound?" "That sounds fun," replied Callie. The people chose a bur oak and picked this spot for me because of a few reasons. The yard is big, so they wanted a tree that got big. They liked wildlife, and acorns provide food, while my size makes a nice, safe place for birds to nest, or just to sit in and sing for a while. You already enjoyed one of the best things I provide, shade. They planted me here on the west side of the house, so the shade keeps the house cooler in the summertime. Then when winter comes, I lose my leaves and the sun can shine in and make the house warm. Wow, that's interesting, said Callie. Now I'm ready to learn about the other trees around town. Okay, said Baxter. Meet my friend Mac. From one of Baxter's limbs, down came the biggest acorn Callie had ever seen. Hi there, Callie. I'm Mac. It's nice to meet you. Let's head to the park. Let's go, said Callie. The smart people in the city knew that trees aren't just beautiful, but they also do a lot of good things, said Mac. Baxter told me about the shade and the wildlife. What other things do trees do? Asked Callie. A lot of things, replied Mac. Look in the park and notice how many families and friends are there. Just being around trees makes people feel better. A lot of these people don't even know each other, and now they're friends because they're enjoying the park around the trees. There are trees along the streets because people who work in the city know that the leaves keep the rainwater from rushing down the storm drain so fast. This prevents flooding. They know that the shade helps the pavement on the streets last longer too. There are trees around the parking lots at our shopping centers and businesses because people like shopping at places with trees better than shopping at places with plain old paved parking lot. The business owners know this and want the trees to attract more customers. All of these trees combined really make the parking lot a lot cooler in the summertime too. Guess how much cooler, Callie? Callie thought about it. Is it like 5 degrees cooler? That's a good answer. And that's about how much cooler Baxter makes your front yard all by himself, replied Mac. All of these trees together at this parking lot, though, can make it up to 14 degrees cooler. That's amazing, said Callie. Trees are amazing, said Mac. Their leaves also make use for pollution that comes out of cars. It's called carbon dioxide, and the leaves take it in and combine it with the energy from the sun and make food for the tree's needs. The leaves then release oxygen, so they are cleaning the air we breathe, and it's very important for the city with lots of cars and buses. Let's go back to my house and talk to Baxter, said Callie. I can't wait to tell him what I've learned. Baxter, Baxter, Callie called as she and Mac got back to the front yard. Mac is so smart. He told me how important trees are in the city. I'm glad you enjoyed the tour, Callie, Baxter replied. We are lucky to be in a city that organizes all of the good things trees do. The city rules that protect us from being damaged when there is construction going on, and people prune some of us if the limbs get too low and break. They have a plan and they know where new trees are needed and what kinds of trees to plant. They even have a day every year when they celebrate it. It's called Arbor Day. The city and its residents who live here take care of us because they know we take care of them. Callie noticed that the afternoon sun was going away and the evening birds were singing from Baxter's limbs. Baxter and Mac, Callie said, I'm going in for dinner and telling my parents why trees are important now and that we live in a city. I'm so happy that I live here and that you are in my yard. Good night, Baxter. Good night, Mac. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, called Callie. Thank you for taking care of me. And that is the end of my city tree cares for me. I hope you enjoyed it and have a great Earth Day tomorrow.